Morning, guys. What's up? It's Josh. Today I'm doing a video review of Tomb Raider, the definitive edition for Xbox One. Before I get ahead with the review, though, I know many of you are looking at my eye right up here, and you're like, "Holy shit, has he got a shiner?" I do. I went to fight team yesterday. I do mixed martial arts. I received a good uppercut from one of my great friends and a training partner, and this was the result. So I just wanted to point that out. Alright, let's get on with the review. Let's start with the story for Tomb Raider. Pretty much this is the reborn birth of Lara Croft. It's shown her from the beginning, and it's shown that, she wasn't always this badass chick, do well in pistols, fighting everybody. It shows that she was a young, beautiful girl at the time. She wasn't, she was exploring. She was into looking for artifacts and stuff, but she wasn't all about killing people. You know what I mean? She didn't have that in her. This story, however, shows you what makes Lara Croft. It shows you what transforms her into the badass that you're gonna see. And I gotta say, they did an excellent job. So you start out, they're looking for, what's her name? They're looking for the Japanese queen's tomb and looking for artifacts and all that, and they decide to go to an island. And unfortunately, it has powers that make storms that if you get close, it traps you. Well, the ship gets broken in half. She washes up ashore in the storm. Half the survivors at the top. She's all at the bottom. They can't hear her. She gets captured and she has to fight her way out. Then from there, she makes radio contact with everybody, and then slowly you start seeing everybody on the island come together, and then, they gotta find a way to get off the island. Well, unfortunately, one of her best friends, Sam, gets taken by a guy, and she has to fight to get her back, and then, she has to fight to keep some of her other friends alive. And pretty much, it's about survival, man. It's live or die, and she has to choose, and she chooses to live, and she doesn't, at first it's like killing somebody, oh my god, like I can't believe I just did that, but after a while it just starts to become to like nature to her, and she gets used to it, and then, pretty much by the end of the game, she is, Lara Croft, the ultimate badass chick, you know what I mean, in my mind. But anyway, the story, was great. You have to fight your way, and it was pretty long, and I was amazed by some of the missions. I mean, there are some missions, for instance, where you have to go and you have to figure out how to move on to the next stage. For instance, one of the last missions, you have to go and you have to rig the stuff up, drop it down, and then you have to bow and arrow the thing and pull it back and have it hit this and that, and then you have to jump on and try to jump and catch on and stuff. And I like it. It was okay. I had to make a couple tries at it because some of the stuff, it's not easy. Some of the stuff, it takes time and patience, and it's hard. I kind of wish it was a little bit easier than that. I was getting frustrated after the fifth time, and eventually I got it. But a lot of the missions were pretty good. I enjoyed most of the missions, and I enjoyed the story, and I enjoyed the emotional connection you have with Lara. I mean, she's just this young, like I said, this young, beautiful girl, and then, like, slowly, as the game goes on, you see her become this new, different person. And it was amazing to me to go on that ride with her, and I felt connected to her the whole time. I felt like when any of the other characters around her that died, that meant something to her, I felt something, to me, it felt hard to me too, you know what I mean? It was definitely emotional, and it was just, there's some points in the game where you just like, in real life, you just be like, oh my god, I couldn't do that. I can't believe she is going through all this, and she's doing what she's doing, and she's fighting, and she's getting stabbed, and she's getting shot at, and she's got arrow or whatever on the side of when she pulls it out. I mean, it was just amazing. And they made it realistic too. It's not like one of those games where she can do unbelievable stuff. It's very real and very emotional. Let's move on to some of the characters. Like I said, Laura, awesome. I love the way they did with her. I love how they remade her, gave her a new look. She was very well done. I don't know the actress's name who played her, but she did an awesome job for the voice. I really like that. I like that accent she had. I really love that, man. And I gotta admit, if she, the Laura Croft we saw in this, if she was in real life, man, she'd be pretty hot. I'll tell you that. But, you have other characters like Sam, which is her best friend, who gets captured, and then they're trying to, use Sam, not as a sacrifice, but they're trying to get to, as a vessel, her body as a vessel, so the queen can move into her body and take over and relive again. I thought Sam was well done too. Roth, which was Laura's mentor, and I originally thought it was her father, but then you find out it's not, and he used to work with her father, and then Roth took over and taught Laura everything she knows, and I felt like throughout the game dealing with them, it was very emotional, and then at the end, well, not at the very end, but towards the end when he dies, it was definitely something very emotional. The other characters I liked, a lot of them didn't have big, stories involved in the plot, but a lot of them I liked, I enjoyed. To me, I mean, the main character is what I'm worried about. It's what I'm interested in. I thought they did pretty well with all their characters. They mixed them in, and it's not like, oh, well, I don't give a crap about that guy because he's not important. You felt a connection. Seeing, like, even when she looks at the videos of them on the ship before the wreckage, and you see how well they communicate with each other, and you're into it, you realize they're friends, and you enjoyed it, so I really like that about it. They had very great characters. I thought all the voice work was done well, and all the animations were done well. Gameplay. Let's start off with the weapons, shooting, fighting. Shooting was okay to me. It was a little bit off at first, but I enjoyed it eventually, and I thought all the weapons were great. Between the shotgun, the pistol, the machine gun, the bow. I'd have to say the bow is probably my favorite because I actually like the Hunger Games. And this game was kind of like a Hunger Games kind of game. It felt like to me, like I could relive, that experience. So I definitely enjoyed all the weapons. I like how you could customize them and upgrade them. I thought that was well done. Certain elements of the gameplay I really liked. For instance, there's tombs. I think there's 7 main tombs you have to raid. And each one, you go through, but eventually there's a mini game. You got to figure out the puzzle. For instance, there's one where you have to counter the weight into a lift that takes you up, and you have to put so much in there at the right time, and then you have to get up on the lift, and you have to jump. Then you have to try to jump and jump up there, and then you finally get to the treasure and stuff, to the tomb. And I like that. I like exploring on the island. I like finding collectibles. Collectibles was a great thing to me. I enjoyed, collecting them and then hearing the stories about them. I thought that was well done. There was I don't know if you want to. I think I'm going to call them quick time events. For instance, there was an event one early in the game when you get a plane to come by and you set the fire for the plane and they see you, and they get hit with lightning and they come crashing down, And next thing you're looking at Laura and you see behind her this plane coming down, you gotta move out of the way, and then she rolls forward and they switch you over, so you're looking and her view going down, and you gotta maneuver out of the way of stuff. And then towards the end, you get ready to fall, you're going over the cliff, and then you manage to hang on to the wooden house, I guess you would say, and get up and you see the plane come, you gotta jump over. I love those, man. I thought those were well done. There was another big one like that with the water when you had to cross the waterfall, and then you couldn't make it all the way, and end up going crashing down. You gotta move throughout the stuff. And let me tell you something. They're not afraid to show what will happen if she dies. For instance, with the water, in the waterfall, you go crashing down, there'll be a giant pole sticking out sharp. You go right through it, you'll see the pole sticking out of her neck and stuff. If she gets shot, there's a scene when she's tied up and she's got to escape the guys in the beginning. She gets, kneed in the leg and kneed in the chest or something and then shot. They're not afraid to show that. Later in the game, when you go and you finally go to the shipwrecks, if you jump into the water, it automatically takes you into a giant sharp rock and bams you in and slides you out and she's dead. They're not afraid to show that, which I thought was great. But at the same time, it's like, okay, maybe I don't want to do that again. Fighting was okay. In the beginning, though, it's like if an enemy comes up close on you, you don't have the axe right away to swing away and get him away from you. It comes in later in the game. And I was kind of upset because I was hoping that, you'd have a sword or be able to use something to, instead of just shooting, use something to chop away at these guys, you know what I mean? But they didn't have that. But other than that, I mean, the gameplay was great. The visuals were amazing. I mean, there was sometimes when you just had to stop what you're doing and just look around at all the visuals because the game is just so amazing. I even heard on the 360 it looked good, but I mean, Xbox One, just in my mind, man, the graphics are just amazing. It's blown away and it's lifelike. And it's awesome, and I really enjoyed that. Multiplayer. I did play multiplayer a little bit. It was okay. I would say I kind of enjoyed it. I kind of didn't, though. I mean, it wasn't my thing I really liked. Like I said, I mean, I think the story's just blowing me away so much that I really didn't care about multiplayer. But other than that, I mean, multiplayer was okay. Pretty much, teams, you got your guns and weapons, I would check out, I mean, if you're a multiplayer fan, you could check it out. I liked it. It was okay. But like I said, I mean, I wasn't like, oh my god, I gotta keep playing this. I only played it for about 2 hours and that was it. Other than that, I didn't really, it's not like it kept making me, oh my god, I gotta keep playing this. I gotta keep doing this, It was alright. So, definitely check out multiplayer if you like it. If you like playing multiplayer with your friends, I mean, you can check it out if you want, but to me, it was alright. It wasn't anything special. Now let's go on to the score. On a scale from 1 to 10, I'd give this game a 9.5, which is a must-buy, a must-have. I feel like even if you have a PS4, man, even next gen, and if you never, let me say something real quick. If you never played Tomb Raider, because I played Tomb Raider well before this. I played the original ones when they came out for PlayStation 1 and 2 and all that. But let me say this. If you haven't picked up this Tomb Raider yet for last gen, definitely pick it up for next gen if you have a PS4 or an Xbox One. I would recommend you pick it up and buy it. It is an excellent game. Like I said, I mean, it's just amazing. Even though I'm an Xbox One guy, I would recommend PS4 guys. Definitely check it out. Pick it up. It's just an amazing game. I mean, even if you had a 360 and you played it, and then now you only have an Xbox One, depending if you didn't beat the game all the way, if you didn't get all the achievements, I mean, you could wait till a price drop and pick it up. But like I said, if you didn't play it when it came out for last gen, definitely pick it up. It's a game you're going to want to have and a game you're going to want to play. With that being said, getting a 9.5, I'm very looking forward to the sequel. I know they said it's well into development right now. We don't know when we're going to hear more news about it. I'm hoping maybe at E3 this year we might hear something. If not, maybe later down the road at, Gamerscore or Spike Video Game Awards. But who knows? I mean, hopefully we'll hear some news about it this year. The sequel comes out. I don't think it'll be this year. Probably won't be until like next year, maybe 2016. But like I said, definitely a game you're gonna pick up, and definitely a game you're gonna want to check out. So thanks everybody for watching the video. Hit like, comment. Let me know what you thought about the review. Also, if you had the game already, let me know what you thought about the game. If you thought it was a really great game, if it deserved a 9.5, or if it deserved less, or what. I'd like to hear your opinions. It'd be interesting to hear all of that. Alright guys, thank you very much for viewing this video. Have a good one.